So we got one last trailer that's going to come into a review for season 1. And that trailer is Sabrina. The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina for part 2 of their season.
2. Some people are wondering, like, if they're just going to refer to their seasons as parts, or if this really is like the second half of a season 1. I guess we'll find out. Just because it is interesting how quickly it's coming out too, which is awesome. I'm not complaining at all.
And since when do you wear black? Trying to be edgy. It's a new year.
Damn. That was a perfect song, by the way, for this.
Yeah. So hold on real quick before we like totally dive into it. I remember you had finished the season or part 1 or whatever before I have, and then you sent me a link to this, and I'm like, I still had 1 episode left. I'm like, I don't want to watch it yet. Let me finish just in case anything spoils. If there's anything spoiler in there, and you said. Like, I don't think so. Like, there's dancing or whatever, and she's trying to unclose and music or whatever. And it's a small detail, but I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't.
I forgot.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't watch it because I probably would have like, oh, her hair color is different. But like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm glad I waited. But man, I enjoyed the fuck out of part 1 or season 1 of this show. You and I have been excited about it since all we knew was Dark Sabrina, and that's it. That was the only detail we knew. And then we got more details and watched all the trailers and stuff on here, and yeah, I didn't want it to end. I loved having, like, we had 10-hour episodes, and I'm just like, I just didn't want it to end. So I really enjoyed it, and I'm happy with it, and we'll start from there.
This trailer is great. The music choice was perfect. I like how she was doing the classic Sabrina turning around and changing clothes, like from the 90s version. I feel like I loved like shit's gonna go down some way or another, just because like they have the like the demon behind her, and oh god, there's just so much details in this trailer. Like it has
yeah.
Huh?
I said, yeah, you're right. I didn't think about, like, there is a ton of details. Like those small details.
That gives you just enough to want to know what the hell's gonna happen this next season, especially with what happened after.
Yeah.
With her signing the spoiler alerts.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna do spoilers.
So I'll put a time code, but we're gonna start spoilers now for
season 1.
For season 1, but overall the trailer looks good. I feel like you kind of have to like finish. I think you're kind of right. You kind of have to finish the series before you watch the trailer.
Well, I mean, of course, yeah.
But
and hopefully other people do that.
But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and throw spoilers up. So if you haven't watched it, we will put a time code, or I'll put a time code right here, so you can jump to there if you haven't watched it yet. So here we go in 3, 2, 1. Spoilers. Did you enjoy it?
Well, I think you missed it, but like I kind of already went into that a little bit because like I was when I was saying like, oh man, I love the show from start to finish. That was me reviewing.
I kind of figured,
yeah. But you kind of
now you can go more.
But yeah, details. I thought it was like I said, like I already said. I mean, we were anticipating the show, and I wasn't let down, and like I'm one of those people that I try not to overdo it, but when I have a good show like this, I'm like, oh, and I can just watch all of them. Like, I get into it and I want to watch it. But then I also hate when it nears its end because then I'm just like, oh, fuck, you know, because it's so exciting to have like a brand new. When there's like, especially with the Netflix model, when there's something that you're excited about or you find on there and there's just a really cool feeling of like, dang, okay, I've got this show that I'm really into. I watched the first episode and I've got 9 more hour-long episodes after that, you know, like it. it's kind of a cool feeling. But yeah, I didn't want the show to end. I thought it was really good. I remember turning it on. I was watching it on my PS4. Sometimes I cast, but I was using my PS4. So I went on there and went to the episode, or went to the show and went to the listing of episodes, and that's when I saw new episodes December 14th. I'm like, new episodes December 14th, and that's when I found out about the Christmas episode. So I got excited about that. I'm like, okay, cool. Even though it's almost over, and I'm sad about that. In a couple weeks, we're gonna get another new episode that will hold us over until it comes back in April. So I really enjoyed the show a lot, man. It was good. For me, it was everything. It's everything that I was hoping for, and more. So, what are your overall thoughts?
I pretty much say the same thing, man. It was everything I wanted in a show. It was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally, like I thought the show was perfect.
Yeah.
It just has so much like heart in this show. Like you can tell they love making this. Like you can just tell they love doing this show. And like I've kind of watched her Instagram too. I can never. How do you say her first name?
Oh, her. I guess it's
can't say
it. It's like Kiernan Shipka or
something like that. Yeah. Like, well, I watched her.
Shipka.
I watched her Instagram and like. There's just pictures and like behind the scenes of like everyone having just like a blast on that show. And like watching the show, the writing is incredible on it. The acting isn't like the way it looks is like so good. It feels and well, it's shot like a movie, and it's in a movie television show, and it just brings me back to, and I know I mentioned this a lot, but it brings me back to the Buffy days, and that's the biggest compliment I can give it, because it's dark. It has the fucking magic, crazy dark magic in there, and it also has its wittiness to it too.
I think you probably get away with more since Buffy was never.
Yeah, it does.
They're on Netflix, so yeah.
Yeah.
That's the other thing that's cool about the show is you're watching the show and like, I feel like someone could walk in on the show at a certain point and think that you're watching like, oh, what is this like teen show or something? You know what I mean? But then if they stay a little bit longer, all of a sudden you see someone's like head explode or like the gore. I'm just saying like the gore kind of comes like, oh shit, like, like that's what's kind of cool about the show. Like on one hand, it's kind of like this sort of high school, you're following all these kids in high school and stuff, and there's a love story involved, and then there's all the other stuff, all the other elements to it. The show kind of just has a little bit of everything, and it's cool to be watching this stuff. It's cool to be able to watch a show like this, and get to see a lot of that gore, a lot of the crazy stuff that could happen with witches. Whereas the Sabrina with Melissa Joan Hart, that's more like a traditional
coming of age
sitcom,
adolescence
comedy sort of thing, and like it was more of a happy witch.
Yeah, that was a sitcom technically.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, and the gore and like the scariness of it, like they don't use it. I mean, they use it, but I feel like with like the more like haunting and gory parts and the scares are very much like, not to say that they're not, but they're like earned in such a great way that you kind of, I want to say you forget. I don't know how to say it. Like, I'm trying to give it like the best compliment I can. It's basically what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
And I just like they know when to throw it.
Yeah.
And like a lot of TV shows miss that, and or just overdo it. And they just have this like fine-tuned show where they know when to throw it at you. Mm-hmm. And things that you don't expect, like when they killed, I forgot her name. One of the witches. Evil, one of the evil witches. And like I didn't expect that from Sabrina at all. When I saw it, I was like, holy fuck.
And that's
like,
one of those, what the fuck? Right, and that's one of those moments too where you're just like, oh dang, like this is a show that's on Netflix that can get away with more. This isn't the Sabrina that we used to watch at all.
Yeah, and then like you didn't expect it, but no, she had her plan. So it was like these very good earnest moments that are just done so well.
Yeah.
And yeah, I like the kid who plays Harvey. I think he does a really good job at like him and his brother and like the dad, like kind of like the whole household thing that they have going on right now. Like I thought that was that's really well done. And like especially after seeing like Sabrina coming out to Harvey in the like was it like the first or second episode I want to say, and then him kind of like rejecting it, and then like she eventually is now comes to the end where she eventually has to tell him what's going on with her.
Yeah.
But so I kind of like that whole circle that they went with that. I like her friends, like they were actually supportive about her. I thought they were going to turn on her.
They did a good job of making me wonder, but you hope that wouldn't be the case.
Yeah. So like they know how to play their cards right in the show. Like their storytelling is good. I do have a question, but go on.
Okay. Well, I was just going to say, like, I just think they did such a good job. Like they did world building in this show. Like they did such a good job. Like I just love the whole vibe of the show. Even when there isn't something creepy happening, you still, you're in this world that is just different from other things that we're watching on TV right now. And I think they did a really good job. Like all the other side characters are really good too. Like they feel important. They could have very much just made this show about Sabrina, which it is, but I think they did a good job of making you care about all the other side characters too. And I think they're all so well casted and so well done. I couldn't be happier with the ants. Zelda and what's the other ant's name? I'm blanking.
Hilda?
And Hilda. Which is the one from Shaun of the Dead? Is it Hilda or Zelda?
I think it's Hilda.
I think it's Hilda too. Is it? Anyways, she's phenomenal. Like I mean,
she's the best.
Yeah, they're both great. But
I loved her in
the
last episode. She was so good.
Oh yeah. They've just the ants are done perfectly. There she is. Which is she? She's Hilda.
Yeah, she's Hilda. Right.
Yeah, Hilda. And I'm not taking anything away from Zelda either. She's fantastic too. If anything,
yeah, she's great.
Like the show comes around, but I remember the first few episodes. I'm like, man, she's a fucking bitch. You know what I mean? Because she was. But then you kind of see that that's just sort of how she is, and
it's her exterior.
Yeah. Yeah, man, just all the world and all the side characters, all the friends, the guy that lives with her, is that supposed to be her cousin? I forget.
Her cousin, Ambrose.
Yeah, Ambrose. I think Ambrose is so good. Like, it's awesome.
I really like his character. He's funny.
Yeah. You want to hear something? So I have kind of a funny story about this, and this happened with both Annie and I. Very first episode. So where is she? Hold on. Scroll. Blah blah blah. Go down. I'm trying to look up a character's name.
Agatha, Susie,
Miss Wardwell. Okay, so Miss Wardwell, they run into her at the movie theater in the very first episode, and so we're watching that, and I'm watching that episode, and I kept saying to Annie throughout the series, I'm like, how come they never went back to like that teacher that died in the first episode? I'm like, what the heck? Like this teacher died, and no one's acknowledged it, no one said anything, and so. We finished the season, and I look it up. I'm like, I want to see if anyone else says anything about that. And then I realize I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, no one questioned it because that's Miss Wardwell, right? So I'm like, wait a minute, though. Like, she doesn't look like that same teacher. And so I go to episode 1, and they have the actress that plays Miss Wardwell, like, dressed and talking and acting so different. Yeah. That's why I thought that was a totally different person. Now, if I did have a complaint, I would say,
she did too good of a job?
But I would say, like, how did the students in Sabrina not question how different she seemed, like, back at school? Like, because she definitely, the way that she is throughout the series.
I think they did.
Did they? I just don't remember.
Yeah, I think like someone said like, oh, you got a new look going for you or something like that. I want to say. I could be wrong.
Maybe they did, but like I said, this is also coming from a guy who went through the whole season. Be like, so they killed off a teacher in episode 1 and never revisited that.
Wow, you didn't. I'm surprised.
But can you see my point?
I see your point. Like, but I just thought it was done really well too, because like I thought like, wow, she looks different.
Yeah, I just didn't even it just didn't even hit me because she really. If you go back and watch that first episode and you see her voice is different. Everything's different.
No, yeah, I thought that too when I first watched it. you know. And then like when they did the switch, I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I noticed it.
I don't know why it didn't strike me. I'm just like, I had
funny.
no clue. And then I looked up like, oh, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Because I'm just like, this is such a big flaw in the show. They just kill the teacher randomly and never. But yeah.
Well, they also kept calling her by the last name too.
Yeah, but I guess I just didn't catch. I didn't catch the name.
Oh.
Like it just didn't hit me. So yeah, that's my dumb moment. You had a question.
Yeah. So they, I've heard podcasts talk about this, you know, and they said one of them said that there was a character from Riverdale on the show.
I haven't seen a character from Riverdale on the show.
It was just mentioned. Because I know, I think it, I don't know who it was, but someone did mention Riverdale.
Yeah, they mentioned. But
there was no character, was there?
No.
Okay.
Not anyone. No, and I would definitely.
I figured you would point it out.
Yeah, I would definitely would have recognized the. But as far as I know, I mean, someone can tell me if I'm wrong. As far as I know, there's definitely not.
Yeah.
Because I'm up on that show still too.
So. Yeah, they mentioned Riverdale, but yeah, I don't like. I never watch it, so that's why I wanted to ask you.
Yeah. You started? Didn't you start?
I just watched some of the first season. Yeah.
Liked it though.
Yeah. It was good.
It's different, I think, even from that first season. Like it's turned into a different show.
Yeah.
But in a good way. Not that what it was before was bad, but yeah, like there's like some supernatural shit happening on that show right now too, which is kind of funny.
Which kind of makes sense because they're gonna cross it over.
I mean, no one knows that for sure, but people wonder if they would. So yeah, that's the answer to the question. But yeah, man, I love Sabrina.
I hope
the show.
Yeah, I hope they keep doing it this way in parts.
Yeah,
so if that means we can get more.
Yeah.
Then I want them to continue doing this.
Yeah, I mean, maybe this is just part 1 of season 1, and then we're gonna get part 2, or it's season 2. I don't know, and they're just taking creative license, being like, oh, this is part 1, part 2, part 3. Like, either way though, we didn't even get into this. I was so like, no, don't sign the book, and then she signed the book or whatever.
Yeah.
But man, I'm so excited to see this dark side of her though, like the color change in her hair, and just I got really excited to see like what that's gonna be like.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah,
I think that hair looks great on her, by the way.
Mm-hmm. It's just gonna be cool to see like this darker side of her.
Yeah. I wonder how dark she's gonna play this out to be.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because that's my question. Is I wonder how much she's gonna. How bad she's gonna be in this new season?
Yeah, I'm curious. And then I don't know. Are the rules different? Do the same rules apply? Because like wasn't the Sabrina the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina?
And welcome, Bolo.
Yeah. Hello. Was it before like if she signed the book, she wasn't gonna be able to see her friends or whatever?
Yeah, she was only supposed to. She would have to go to the school, the magic school.
Right, but I mean. What do you think it means? Now she's signed the book, so what does that mean with her?
I don't think it's going to apply to her.
Yeah.
She's going to go back and forth. Yeah, I think it's going to be different.
Okay.
Because you can't just like not see those characters.
No, I know,
unless she goes there and then sees the characters outside of school.
Yeah, I just want to see how they explain it. So, yeah.
Great season overall. Are we done? Spoilers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can turn this off.
Yeah, done with the spoilers, but yeah. Chilling Adventures of Sabrina is pretty cool. So.
Yeah, it's a great show, and I highly recommend it, especially if you like witchcraft and devil shit. Yeah. Hail Satan.